We are now living in very challenging times, to say the least. My first message to you is be safe, be healthy, and stay at home. But this is also an opportunity for us to reflect on what can we learn from this COVID experience that can make our own life better post-COVID, make the world a better place. All of us have to focus on our own area of expertise and see what changes are possible. My area of expertise is innovation. Therefore, I was thinking, how can innovation help us in the post-COVID world? And I was also applying it to the industry I am part of, the education industry. You see, when MOOCs were introduced about a decade ago, these are platforms like edX, Coursera, Khan Academy, etc. There was a general sense that the rote learning in the universities will migrate to these MOOC platforms, and universities will only do what is best done face-to-face. But that didn't happen. If anything, the university business model flourished in the last decade because there was no mass experimentation of those online technologies. That is what is happening this spring. At Tuck School, where I teach, and across all business schools, now in the spring quarter, every course is migrated to the online platform. In fact, if 6 months ago, if our dean had told the tech faculty that we should all teach our courses on Zoom, there would have been a revolt, to put it mildly. But in 8 days, our faculty migrated to the online platform. There is a mass experimentation now going on in remote learning and remote teaching. Can we use that to make some long-term changes? If you really look at history, when there has been an external shock, and because of that we start a mass experimentation, then it leads to more permanent change. Take, for instance, World War II. During World War II, men had to go outside the country to really be part of the war. Therefore, women in the US were forced to work in factories. And after World War II, we realized women actually not only did those jobs, but they were really good at it. Women's movement has never looked back since 1950. We have the same moment today. After this mass experimentation in online learning is over, I think universities in higher education all over the world must ask a fundamental question. How can digital technologies be used to transform the learning experience? We should collect data as we are doing this mass experimentation so that we can learn from it and really innovate the education industry. If you are part of the undergraduate education, you need to ask 3 questions. Question number 1, do you need 4-year residential experience? The answer to that question depends on what parts of the 4-year education can be substituted what parts can be supplemented and what parts can be complemented by technology. The second question you need to ask is, what improvements do we need to make in the IT infrastructure, both hardware and software, so that it is suitable for online education? And the third question you need to ask is, what kinds of training we need to give to both our faculty and our students so that there is change in mindsets and behaviors. After all, most faculty have not taught in the online platform. Similarly, students, when you use online platforms, the computer becomes the mode by which instruction is delivered. But computer is also the mode of distraction, because emails pop up, you can serve on the web, etc. So there are plenty of issues there as well. My point is simply this. Post-COVID, we need to ask ourselves, how can digital technologies be deployed to transform the learning experience in undergraduate education so that we can bring down the costs and actually offer even a higher quality education, thereby making education accessible to everybody? We need to ask the same question in professional schools. Whether you are a law school or medical school or business school, we need to ask the question, how can digital technologies be deployed to transform professional education? We need to ask the same question for executive education. How can digital technologies be deployed to transform executive education? We have a rare moment where innovation can be used to fundamentally remake education industry for the better. I would urge everyone listening to this short video to think about how innovation can be used in your own sphere of influence to make the world a better place. I am a firm believer in innovation. I am a firm believer in human spirit for entrepreneurship innovation. That is what is going to make us much stronger after this terrible coronavirus crisis is brought under control. That is my main message to you. But even more importantly, let me return to my original message. I want everyone listening to this video, stay safe, stay healthy, bond with your family, and stay home. Thank you.